Welcome to Dine Inspiration. Hit the like, share a comment, and subscribe to the channel to get new inspirations when I upload. Before I leave Boston, I want to take you to some of the spots where I was a regular over the years. When I plan a trip back, I bring my heavy-duty coolers so I can freeze my bounty and have it through the cold winter months at home. These are definitely my Boston comfort foods. First up is Anna's Taqueria. Anna's has been a staple in the Boston area for years. Before I remember Anna's, I used to go to another taqueria called Boca Grande. I heard the family had a falling out, and that caused one member to split with Boca Grande and start Anna's. Anna's just keeps expanding. It has 12 restaurants throughout the Boston area and even has one new one opening in Rhode Island. Now, Boston is not particularly known for Mexican food, but throughout the years, when I wanted something quick, filling, and tasty, I would stop in and grab a bite. I will be honest, I have not had much else on their menu except my go-to order, and every time I visit, I notice more and more things added to it. But I come only for two things: a grilled chicken quesadilla, which is my main go-to, and their carnitas burrito, which I get when I feel like mixing it up. The highlight is the quesadilla. They make them differently than I've had anywhere else. They griddle the tortilla open with the cheese and then assemble it similar to a burrito. You choose what goes in. My go-to is rice, no beans, pico, sour cream, and hot sauce, and sometimes guac. It's indulgent and perhaps nostalgic, but I crave it some nights when I'm far away from Boston. Take a visit to Anna's, and I definitely recommend their quesadilla for a quick, relatively cheap, tasty bite to eat. It's no frills, and there's probably a restaurant near you as they have them spread out throughout the Boston area. They've been around for over 30 years and are still going strong. Harrow's chicken pies started in Reading, Mass. In the 1930s. I don't remember how I discovered them, but I think it was when they opened a store in Medford and I probably stopped in out of curiosity. I happen to love a good pot pie, so I got one and took it home and baked it, and I have been in love with them ever since. You can order different sizes with or without vegetables. The term vegetable is used a bit loosely here as it refers to potatoes and carrots. You can call ahead and they will bake you a fresh pie. But I have never gotten that option. I would choose the fresh pie to bake at home. I select my size. The sizes are individual, apartment, family, and jumbo. They also have sides and sweet pies. However, I guess I'm a creature of habit because I've only ever gotten the chicken pie. The other items are similarly homemade. Since I picked up my pies to transport home, I will give you a full tasting review later. I will bake it at home and show you how it turns out in the second part of this video. As I head out west and out of town, I have to stop at my favorite Chinese restaurant when I lived and worked near Framingham, Sichuan Gourmet. In a nondescript plaza off of Route 9, you'll find some of the best Sichuan Chinese food around. While everything I've had from here is great, the spicy chicken wings are some of the best wings you'll find anywhere. I found this place by recommendation by a coworker, and I finally stopped in one day and luckily had the wings. I began to bring anyone willing to try these wings. Today I'm stopping in for lunch before hitting the road to Allentown, Pennsylvania. While I wanted to order more, I settled on the spicy wings and the fish fillet and Napa cabbage with chili sauce. I also love their gangao dry fish fillet dish, but it's too much for now and I have limited space left in my coolers. Just as I remembered, the wings are so flavorful and perfectly crispy with a kick. I would be here all the time if I lived here again. The fish fillet with Napa cabbage was even better than I remembered it and really hit the spot. Silky, tender fish and soft but slightly crunchy cabbage with the Sichuan spice. Watch out for all the chilies. I have had to take some out so I don't regret it later. But right now, it's worth the future sacrifice. If you are a fan of Sichuan cuisine, you have to try this place. But regardless, the wings are worth a visit for sure. The only thing is, it's better to eat the wings fresh and hot in the restaurant. They are still good if you don't, but better if you can. Today I'm going to make one of the Harrow chicken pies I brought back from Boston. I have a few people coming over to share it, and I'm excited to see what they think. This pie only has a top crust, which I know can be controversial, but I don't mind it as the gravy and chicken are so yummy. Also, the pies only have chicken breasts in them, which again could be a problem, but no, it stews in the gravy and turns out quite tender. I like to thaw it out to bake rather than cooking from frozen. I just think I've gotten better results with the cooking of the chicken that way. I've overcooked it once and the chicken was dry, so I'm more vigilant to make sure the chicken stays tender. From thawed or fresh, cook it at 375 for 45 to 60 minutes. I find it usually the higher time, but everyone's oven can be a bit different. Nothing could be easier than this. It comes out piping hot and ready to go. I will say it does tend to overflow, so make sure you keep something under it. The crust has crunch on top, but it's more like a dumpling or smothered biscuit texture underneath. I like to add a touch of salt and pepper just to get the right balance with all the savory flavors. For now, Harrow's doesn't ship except in the state of Massachusetts, but I hope for the rest of us they figure out how to do it nationwide stat. I hope you've discovered a new flavor inspiration. Until next time, remember, life's a banquet, so pull up a seat.